Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Strategy Rewind podcast, the podcast that focuses on the mindset and strategies needed for a breakthrough moment. How many times have you attempted to launch a goal, actually move towards this desired outcome, but you fall flat? You lose desire, you lose the want, the motivation, you lose focus. Something happens where you just shut down. Statistically speaking, it is in the month of March. By the time March runs around, people are done with their goals. They're just drained. They're no longer moving forward. This is where a personal growth strategist steps in, help you think strategically and actually be able to accomplish your goals. What does it mean to think strategically? Well, I've spoken about this in previous episodes, but in a nutshell, what it means is that you have the ability to pivot and to see a solution even when you don't feel like there is one. And how many times do we have the feeling? Do we have the feeling that things won't work out? We have the feelings that things won't be favorable, that the outcome won't be the one we are seeking, and our feelings get in the way. Let's talk a little bit about the difference between dedication and motivation, because I think our feelings are involved in this, and I'll tell you in a moment just how. Dedication is a crucial component of the formula for success that is sometimes ignored. So often we don't talk about dedication. In fact, we talk more about motivation. Motivation will only carry you so far before it wears out. And once it does, you'll need something more to continue your journey. Motivation is a temporary emotion that is suddenly lost in life's challenges. If you describe a dedicated person, you describe their commitment to a specific purpose or cause. Devotion. Devotion, my friends, is a mindset that can be easily achieved if the target is aligned with your values and with whom you want to become. Our emotions, our feelings are tied so much into this. Listen, don't even take my word for it. The Oxford Dictionary defines motivation as a desire or willingness to do something, enthusiasm, or a reason or reasons for acting or behaving in a particular way. That's motivation. And how many times have you felt motivated, and because of this, you're willing to do something, you're even enthusiastic about doing it, you understand, wow, this is going to be the best thing ever. But then something happened. Life throws you a curveball. And all of a sudden, you lose the desire to continue moving forward. Motivation gone. Motivation zero. Dedication, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is the quality of being dedicated or committed to a task or a purpose. Notice the difference. There is no emotion tied to dedication. It just is. We have to move. This is the way dedication looks. So whatever we mean by dedication, whatever way you want to define dedication, it always seems to involve commitment because it originates from the inside of us. Dedication is powerful. Notice this. We cannot have someone impose or enforce dedication on us. Right? Nobody can force you to be dedicated. Nobody can force you to be dedicated. Otherwise, you'll just be going through the motions. You have to decide within yourself that you want to be dedicated. You have to decide within yourself that you want to be committed. And when you make this decision, it empowers you with a sense of control and ownership over your life. When we are committed to something, we know that we are putting in the effort necessary to make it happen, which makes us feel stronger, and it makes us feel in control, and it makes us feel much more capable of making things happen. Dedication and motivation. That's what we're talking about here today. Dedication and motivation are mutually supportive qualities. You see, I'm not trying to pin the two against each other. I'm simply saying one is for the long term and the other will be here today and gone tomorrow. A momentary jolt of zeal, right? That momentary enthusiasm is a common way to describe motivation, right? Right now, I want to do it. I'm motivated. And you go all the way. I mean, you're running through walls to make things happen. Well, on the other hand, dedication is a long-term commitment. Success requires dedication and motivation in equal measure. In equal measure. The more reliable route to success, conversely, is commonly considered to be devotion. You see, even though you need both devotion, that is commitment, that is dedication, even though you need that and motivation, we know that in order to accomplish your breakthrough moment, in order to accomplish your goal, you're going to need devotion. You're going to need dedication. You're going to need commitment. And this is because if you are determined to stay the course, dedication will always be there, even when your motivation wavers, even when your motivation is folding and bending and maybe shaking and shivering. It is well known that dedication can give one a feeling of meaning and purpose in life, as we mentioned. The question is how? How is it that dedication gives you this feeling that you're in control? Well, the argument that commitment, the argument that dedication results in mastery. That's the answer. Argument is that dedication, as opposed to motivation, leads to mastery, right? You get excellent. You get really good at something when you put your all into it, right? Practice makes permanent. And that requires dedication, because you may not always be motivated to put in the practice. In the words of Allen Iverson, we talking about practice? Like, you may not be in the mood, but because you are dedicated. All right, many will assert that dedication is the key to accomplishment, while others will guarantee its motivation. So you do have two different arguments. I'm not trying to pin them against each other. I'm saying one is good for the long term, one is good for the long haul, and the other is only here for a moment. You'll feel a jolt of energy, a jolt of zeal, right? A boost. But that boost will eventually wear out. The question is, which one is it? Is it dedication or is it motivation? Well, dedication and motivation. I'm saying dedication and motivation are essential components of achievement. If you wish to achieve your goals, if you wish to achieve a breakthrough moment, if you wish to achieve the things you have so much desired, you're going to need a little bit of both. A little bit of dedication, a little bit of motivation, and a whole lot of hard work. The fact that dedication is long-term approach, okay? It's a long-term approach. And because of this, it's much more significant and it provides much more advantage. Now, sure. Let's be honest. Some individuals have difficulty looking long-term. So there's a drawback. And it is that it's challenging to be committed over time. If you don't take care of your mental health, your emotional health, if you're not actually finding a way to create harmony in your life, you may experience effort burnout. That is, that you're putting so much effort in trying to become a better person that eventually you kind of just lose the desire, because it seems like it'll take forever. And forever is a long ways away. So for this reason, some individuals think, well, dedication can't be the answer. Now, the main benefit of motivation is its ability to bring you through challenging circumstances. Also, motivation is a short-term solution. So you don't need to commit long-term to see achievements, to see a desired outcome. But motivation, and here's the drawback, my friends, motivation can fluctuate at times. And here's the thing, that what drives you today may not drive you tomorrow. What is pushing you today may not push you tomorrow. I suppose the question is, well, which one is it? Is it motivation or is it dedication? I'll be honest. There are moments that I go through difficulties, challenges, circumstances. And as a person who aspires to impact the world while also developing personally, to me, dedication is what keeps me going on the days when I lack motivation. When I'm confronting and dealing with worries, when I'm confronting and dealing with all of these emotions, I get it. I get those moments. I don't want you to think that you're the only one who feels that way. I get it. I understand it. But it is in those moments where I'm not so clear, or in those moments where I'm not seeing the outcome I really want to see in my personal life. It is in those moments that I am reminded as to why I started. My conviction, my fundamental attitude is that if I stick with my commitment, that if I stick with it, improvement will be undeniable. My fundamental belief is that my yes needs to be yes and my no needs to be no. My friends, I think we need to get to a place where ultimately we're tired of lying to ourselves. So often we lie to ourselves. We say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going this place. I'm going that place. I'm going to read this. I'm going to study that. I'm going to work out this way. I'm going to do, and we just lie to ourselves. And the reason is because we don't fulfill it. We don't actually commit to it. We do not dedicate ourselves. And then what happens is that the next time you say, hey, I'm going to do this, you may not even say it to anyone else. You just say it to yourself. You say, I'm going to go read this book. I'm going to look for information on a particular subject. I'm going to get better. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this. The first thing you hear is that self-doubt creep in. The first thing you hear is that inner voice that tells you, you ain't going to do nothing. It's like, where does this voice come from? It comes from the fact that so often we keep lying to ourselves. We don't mean to lie to ourselves, but we do. Because we say yes, but we don't do it. Or we say no, and we do it. And the things we don't want to do are the things we do. And the things that we actually want to do, we don't do. We don't commit. This is why I think values are so important, because as you define your values, it becomes much more clear. It becomes much more clear if the things you're doing are leading to the person you want to become. Listen, my friends, I've been there. I am there in those moments that I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like reading. I don't feel like doing particular tasks. However, I do it anyways. Because my fundamental attitude is that if I stick with my commitment, improvement will be undeniable. What I've started doing is I've started blogging my journey. And if you're interested in reading the personal growth of a personal growth strategist, definitely go ahead and use the link in the show notes, because that's going to help you go straight to this blog. Now, check it out. You can also subscribe to it. So this way, every time I write, which is once a week, every time I write, you'll be notified in your inbox. This way you don't got to be going anywhere in particular. To go straight to your inbox and you'll be notified as soon as one writing appears. The really cool thing about this is that I've actually gone ahead and some of the episodes of the podcast have gone there first before it becomes available to everyone else. I'm going to encourage you to click on the link in the show notes so that you can go ahead and subscribe to my writings. It's titled simply Miguel's Writings. I figured I'd keep it nice and sweet. Hey, I believe in you, and you should believe in yourself. And if you are surrounded by people that don't believe in you, then surround yourself with people that will nourish your vision. I'm so happy that you are plugged into this program because I know it's feeding into you. I know that it is breathing into your life right now. So this is the moment. Get up, start moving. Don't allow excuses to get in your way, but rather start moving. Do not settle. Strategize. Listen to me. Do not settle. Strategize. And if you need clarity, using that link in my show notes, you'll be able to set up a free 30-minute clarity call, because there's one thing you're going to need in this year. Not only will you need devotion, dedication, not only will you need this dedication, not only will you need motivation, but you're going to need clarity.